All right, we are live. It's probably too dark for you to really see me right now, but my name is Chris, and this is my channel, Barn on 11970. And this is most likely going to be my last video. Now, it's not for any bad reason, so I don't want anybody to think about that. I've come to a very important enlightenment, and I want to share this with you because if you pay attention to it and if it resonates with you, this is going to help you in ways you've never seen before. Because I've been basically been able to get epiphany after epiphany, and I got one just now, and I wanted to share it and why I've decided to not make any more videos. Now, I'm not taking my channel down or anything, so I literally have hundreds upon hundreds of videos that you can continuously watch, and some of them are ones you could watch over and over again, and they will help you. So I'm not taking it down. This is not about fear-based. This is not about anger, not frustration. It's actually enlightenment why I'm doing it. So let me share that with you, and I hope you will listen. One of the biggest things I've been learning recently and lately, and it's been reinforcing itself a lot, which means it's something that I had to pay attention to, and I want to pass this on to those who can resonate at the level I'm at. Doesn't mean you're not bad or good, depending on your level. It's just, a kindergartner is not going to think a college professor is better than them because they know more. They're just at different levels. That's how I'm looking at it. But the biggest thing I've been learning recently is reflection. The universe and everything around you is a reflection of yourself. Do you want to know why this year is probably one of the worst years ever? Look at the year. The year is 2020. That is a reflection. The number 20 and the reflection of the number 20. You also need, when you have good vision, what do you have? You have 20/20 vision. In other words, you can see clearly. Now, I was having a conversation earlier with my wife, and I was very frustrated that no matter what I was doing, no matter what I was saying, it wasn't helping. And then I realized an analogy came to me, and I felt more calm than I felt in a very long time. And all of my frustrations that people don't get it and they don't listen, they don't understand, and they keep doing the same thing over and over again, I had to put that mirror reflection into my own image. And it calmed me down, because I've made analogies before where if you look at yourself in the mirror and you're giving your reflection the middle finger, which I won't do here, your reflection is automatically going to give you the middle finger back. It's not because it hates you. It's not because it wants to hurt you. It's just reflecting what your energy is being put out. You're giving the reflection a middle finger, it automatically gives you the middle finger. So it doesn't matter if you yell at it, or try and bribe it, or beg and plead, or do anything other than put your middle finger down. Now, in the same concept, why was I getting frustrated that I couldn't help people? And one of the cats is here, I'm outside. Why was I getting frustrated that I couldn't help people? Well, if you use the same analogy, if I am starving to death, and I look in the mirror, and I see my reflection staring back at me, starving to death, I could hand my reflection all the food that I want. I can hand my reflection all of the money I have. I can hand my reflection every bit of knowledge to keep yourself from starving, and it won't change a thing. So, if I do not help myself, the reflection never changes. And that's why you're seeing, no matter what people are doing, it's not getting better, it's getting worse. No matter how much you sugarcoat it, no matter how much you pretend it doesn't exist, how much you believe in your own belief system, reality is what it's reflecting. So if you're seeing negative, it's not outward, it's inward. So I'm going to say something that some people I hope you will take in the most positive of respect. But I want you to think deeply about this. Because I have seen over the years many people thank me for my information and say how helpful it is. But yet I see the same people over and over again saying how helpful my stuff is, and yet they're still going through the same issues over and over again. Now, let me ask you a very serious question. Think about it from your heart. Knowing what you know that is going on in this world right now, are you happy? Or are you scared? Are you depressed? Are you frustrated? Are you angry? Which means it does not matter how much beneficial information I or anyone else can give you. It is not until you practice it that it will ever do anything other than give you a temporary, oh, I feel a little better right now. And that's what I've been realizing now, that I get frustrated, and I'm sure many people get frustrated that are only trying to help, that no matter what you do, most people, they may thank you, and that's nice. They may appreciate it, which is nice. But they don't put it into practice. Because the same people who thanked me 3, 4, 5 years ago because I was helping them through their problems were still having the same problems to this day, which means as much as they appreciated it, they did not put it to practice, which means that I was beating myself up from frustration, which means I'm punishing myself. In other words, I am looking at my reflection in the mirror who's starving, but you could see by my cheekbones I'm not starving. I'm just using it metaphorically. I'm looking at my reflection starving and trying to hand it food and wondering and feeling the frustration that my reflection is not taking it. So when I say I am not going to make any more videos, it's not out of hatred, it's not out of anger, it's not out of fear, it's not out of frustration, it's not out of any of that. It's actually from the most positive point of view that I am hurting myself, because instead of healing myself, I'm trying to heal my reflection and wondering why no change has occurred. So for me to continuously make, basically, because let's put it this way. If I feel there's something very important for me to say, I'll make another video. But if I keep regurgitating the same thing over and over again, and people may be graciously thankful and may be graciously appreciative and honestly may feel that way, if they do not put it into practice, I get frustrated and beat myself up saying that here I am putting this information out and people are hearing it, but they're not listening. They're not putting it into practice. Then that affects me and my energy. And when I came to this epiphany just 5 minutes before I made this video, I was calmer than I've ever been in my life. It's like, think about if you're ever on an airplane, one of the first things they teach you about before the plane takes off is all the emergency exits and the seatbelts and things. And one of the things they say is, if you ever experience air cabin depressurization, you'll see the oxygen mask drop. Now, if you're with a child, they tell you to put your mask on first. Mirrored reflection, right? Because when you put the oxygen mask on yourself, you will have the ability to help your child. If you were to happen to put that mask on your child and you lost your amount of oxygen that you need, you are no longer productive anymore. Mirror, mirror. So 2020 is happening because it is a prime example of mirror, mirror. Cut 2020 in half, you see two 20s. You need 20/20 vision to see things clearly. So just because the world may be burning around you does not mean you have to jump into the fire. If you use it as a reflection of who you are truly in your heart, not what you pretend to be, not what you convince yourself to be, not what everybody says you are, but what you truly are in your heart, you will know your truth. Know thyself. So this, I think, is one of my most important videos. Many people are not going to understand what I'm saying. Many people are going to project negativity, say, how dare you stop making videos? How dare you stop doing this? And they have the right to experience life any way they want. But I've been doing this for years and years and years, and nothing has gotten better. And I've beaten myself up because of it. I cannot help my child. I don't have a child, but if I was in the air, if I was on an airplane and the oxygen masks came down, you may think it's selfish to put the mask on first. And here, I'll give you another example, which I find funny because it just came to my head right now. I have a lot of stray cats in the neighborhood that I take care of, right? One of them is a mother cat who just had 4 little babies. They were 5, but somebody came in the middle of the night and took one. Hopefully they are giving it a good home. But I notice that when the mother is feeding, she will even sometimes move the kittens away and try and take their food. And that sounds like that's selfish. It sounds like it's greedy. It sounds like she's doing something wrong. But you have to think of it this way. The mother has the ability to take that food and turn it into milk, which can feed the children. If she doesn't get her food, she cannot provide food for her children. So even if it seems like it's cruel that the babies may not be getting as much food, and I keep that from happening anyway. I make sure everybody has enough. But if the babies don't get any of the food and the mother eats it all, she's doing it not for selfish reasons. She's doing it because she knows if she stays alive, she can be the provider to keep them nourished. So it is not selfish to think of yourself when it comes to that, because you cannot heal the world if you are full of anger, if you're full of depression, if you are lonely, if you are sad, if you are upset, if you think the whole world that's around you is burning, and even though you're not on fire, you're allowing it to feel yourself to feel the pain. You're not understanding the reflection that the world and the universe is trying to show you. And I had that aha moment just 5 minutes ago, and I had a horrible day. I was very frustrated, very angry, listening to people not get it. Now, I'm not watching the news. I'm talking about people on YouTube that supposedly are very smart and know what's going on. To me, it's just simple. You know, I went to college for about a semester and basically drank and partied and did mushrooms. That's it. Didn't do anything. I breezed through high school. I made it to the honor roll 3 or 4 times, not even doing anything, because it was a joke to me. I didn't study, and it came naturally. But I knew school was a waste of time for me. I knew back then. When I was 10 years old, I remember, and I'm going to be 50 in November, but I remember 10 years old during summer vacation, staring and daydreaming, looking outside the front of my house, just staring out into the world, saying, I wonder where I'll be when I'm 30. I was never the ordinary child, and that's okay. You are going to be different, and that's okay. It doesn't matter what the rest of the world says about you or to you. Nobody knows what's good for you other than you. And if you realize, because you need real eyes to realize, that the world is nothing more than a visual representation of you inside, is it any wonder why the world is so crazy? The world is so crazy right now because I'm feeling crazy right now. Not in the sense that, oh, I need to be in a loony bin, but being frustrated, being aggravated, knowing that I can't help the world, but yet I'm not helping myself. Because we're taught that is being greedy, or that is being selfish. The mother cat taking the food is not being greedy and selfish. It's doing it because it knows that the babies cannot survive if the mother dies. But if the babies do not get food directly from that source, the mother can provide it. So she needs the food to be able to make the milk that feeds them. And that's why in an airplane, if God forbid the oxygen masks come down, it's not being selfish for putting your mask on first, because it's allowing you to have the strength and the ability to save the child next to you. The world is trying to teach us. 99.9% of the world is going to say this is crazy. Well, what if that's the true test to see about yourself? That you can go through 99% of the world and still manage to be okay, still manage to be productive, still manage to be right, and be happy. Sometimes it's not even about being right. So, it's ironic in a way that I'm doing this in the darkness. Because this experiment we call the 3rd/4th dimensional plane is a test that we, as spiritual beings that come from one, that is pure light, can come so far down into the darkness where there's abuse and fear and unknown and hatred and division and poverty and abuse, and still manage to find your way back to the light. So those who try and keep you down, those are the ones that are finding it a hard time, that know that that light exists. And one day they may be cut. Well, they may cut their own safety line, but it can never be cut. But you can forget. So listen to my words. You cannot save the world if you cannot save yourself. It's that plain and simple. The world around you is a reflection. You are a high vibrational light being. Whether you believe it or not is irrelevant to what is. And you came here because you need to be a master to come down to this level. Because this level is so full of negativity that it will decrease your body and kill you over a certain amount of time. It's like being underwater. I don't care what kind of suit you have, you cannot live forever underwater. Your suit will break down. So this is the ultimate test for masters who needed the ultimate challenge. Can I fall so far down from the light that it will literally kill the very body I need to get here, and find the light before that happens? Find my way back home. Because you're going home no matter what. The world is nothing more than a 3-dimensional projection of a reflection of you. Because I guarantee you, if you look into your heart and you truly feel and listen from your heart, not from your head. Your brain is a biological supercomputer that can only process the information it's provided. It cannot see 500 steps ahead. The higher mind knows what's happening because everything that exists already exists. You just have to be tuned to it. And you come here to forget all of that, to see if you can find your way back home and find some goodness even in the midst of what some would call hell. So you ask yourself in your heart, when you feel sad, is the world around you happy, or is the world around you depressing? So it's not you being sad because the world is depressing. It's the world is depressing because you are sad. And it's reflecting how you truly feel inside. So if you're seeing nothing but violence, do you have some violent tendencies in your heart? Do you enjoy watching people suffer? Is it any wonder why the reflection comes back as violent? Now, you can convince yourself you're not that way. You can have others tell you you're not that way. But if you're not honest with yourself, you're not being honest. And you cannot see the truth if you cannot experience it and admit it to yourself. But here's the thing. You have come to a realm where you can do anything. The right thing, the wrong thing, nothing, and everything in between. And there will always be consequences for your actions and inactions. It does not matter what you believe. Belief is irrelevant to what is. It is dark right now. You can believe that it's full of light. It does not matter about that because that is not true. Now, it's not light you can see, so you could make the argument that light exists. You could see light in the background. But my point is, if I said the sky was purple and everybody else says the sky is green, does not make it true. It's somebody's perception. We need to respect everybody's right to a perception, because everybody's is different, even if they're seeing the exact same thing. So will I make another video? Probably. But it won't be trying to convince people of anything. If I have something new to share, I'll be more than happy to just put it out there and let people take with it as they will. But you had to be a master to come here. That is why, if you know anything about other species and entities and dimensions in the universe, where most are probably smarter than us intellectually, most probably have much easier lives, but they will never get any higher than that experience because they limit themselves, and it's based on fear. It's like somebody on the welfare system. The welfare system can keep your nose above water, which is a lot better than your nose under the water. But the very people that are helping you keep your nose above the water are the ones that put you in that container of water. So you could never thrive, because to be in the welfare system, you'll never be wealthy. You'll never reach certain standards in life and success in life, but you'll have just enough to get by. And that's what most of the world and most of the universe is used to, because it is fear-based. They're afraid of the unknown, and people don't realize that the unknown does not have to be scary, because I guarantee you, in your lifetime, if you celebrate Christmas or your birthday or any other time where you get a present, nobody has ever said, well, I can't open this present. I don't know what's in it. It could be explosives. It could hurt me. Has anyone ever done that? No, you're excited. And what has happened every time? You may not like the present, but it doesn't hurt you. You know, you may not have wanted a pair of socks as a present, but it didn't kill you. But sometimes you get the bicycle. Sometimes you get the Xbox or the PlayStation that you wanted, or the doll you wanted. So, for every negative, here it is. There is 49% negative, 49% positive, and what's left is neutral, which means everything is more geared towards positive than negative, which is why I can be in complete darkness, and if I lit one match, everything around me illuminates. You cannot do the opposite in darkness. You cannot take a bright sunny day and add a hint of darkness to do anything, which means you are more likely to follow good than evil. But you can follow either one. It is nothing more than a learning lesson. Even if you don't believe it, even if you think it's crazy. Because if the world around you is crazy and you are not at peace, well, then it is a reflection of how you truly feel, no matter how much you try and hide it, no matter how much you try and convince yourself, no matter how much you pray, no matter how much everybody else tells you you're crazy or you're this or you're that. If you spend your whole life letting other people dictate who you are, you never know yourself. So, Godspeed to everybody. Enjoy your journey. A roller coaster is scary, but it's also very, very fun. So you can live a life if you want. If the world around you is burning, it'd be silly to jump into the fire. And Lorianne, thank you for that super chat. That was very nice of you. And the person that said, I'm a good person but not a great philosopher, that's your opinion. And if that's the way you want to come across with this, by using a negative way of making yourself heard, you are more than welcome to. You have every right to be negative, but it will not change me. So thank you for your opinion. I choose to disagree with you and wish you nothing but the best. And obviously, you're not going to listen to this advice. I will not get to everyone. And that is a prime example. So remember, mirror, mirror, reflection. That person right there proved my point that if I allowed his comment to go to heart, it would frustrate me and hurt me. No more. So he is a prime example of what I'm talking about. So if you want to spend your life worried, if you want to worry about everything that you cannot control other than yourself, you will be the person on the airplane that you are giving your oxygen to your child and you pass out and die. A lot of good that did. So thank you for listening. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all have a great life. If I make another video, I do, but again, it's not out of negativity. It is for my own self-preservation, and every video I have will stay up. So there's not much more I need to say, and if I think of something, if some other epiphany comes along, I'll be more than happy to share it. But my videos will be up for you to listen to. And if you keep listening to them over and over again and you do not practice it, then what are you doing with the information? You guys have a great night. Think any way you want. Be safe. Be happy. Get rid of your fear. And you'll be amazed at how the world will automatically change. Or not believe it. You all have a wonderful night. Thank you very much.